So it's been a while since I made another video, but busy holiday season. Here's an update on my gear, just to let people know what I'm riding with. You've seen a bit of my helmet and stuff, and I'll get to that in a second. I'll start with my jacket. It's a Joe Rocket. It was a racing jacket. I bought it off a friend for $100. Otherwise, to be honest, I don't like the style. But it was $100. It's pretty good. It's got full armor in the shoulders and in the elbows. Padding in the front. It had a big scoop in the back, but I went to a tailor and got that scoop taken off because for me it wasn't much use. I'm not racing, and I couldn't put a backpack on with it, so it was kind of annoying. So all he did was, let's see if I can get it right. All he did was cut it open here and here, slide the foam out, fold the leather in here. Whoops. So he cut it here and here, and then slid the foam out, and then folded over here, and then sewed it back up. So it kept the padding in it, all the vents and everything. Totally, I mean, everything's totally fine. The inside of it, nothing changed. I can zip it into pants if I need to. Zip it into a liner. So it's relatively warm. Whoops. But really protective. So I like it a lot. I'll probably get a new one when I get some more money, but for now that's my jacket. It's the only one I really ride with. I've got another one, but it's just nylon. There's no armor in it at all. So that's the jacket I ride with most of the time. But where I live it does get pretty hot. I know I'm in Canada, but it gets really warm here. Celsius, it sometimes gets up past 35, 40, and that's way too hot for any leather jacket. So this one here is just motocross gear. Hard plastic armor and padding on the shoulders, chest, elbows. Let's see if I can move with my foot there. Forearms. It's got a loop that goes in your glove. Sometimes that's annoying, sometimes it's not. Let's see if I can flip it over. I've actually used this for hockey as well. Full spine. You can take that off if you need to. I don't know why I would, but let's see if I can zoom in a little bit too. It's fully perforated. There's no question of breathability on this one. Again, I spent $100 on this too at the local consignment shop. They had a bunch of cheap ones on. It's probably not going to last a huge long time, although it lasted me whole last summer, and I played hockey in it. So for $100 in the summer, full protection. Can't go wrong with that. I'm a big fan. But I rode to, oops, there we go. I rode to, I live in Kamloops, BC, and I rode to Edmonton, Alberta. And then I rode from Edmonton to Calgary, and then from Calgary back to Kamloops in the fall, in the late fall. So I was very cold. So I went out, and the trip from Kamloops to Edmonton was done when I left at 7, 8 in the morning. It was 0 degrees, it was freezing. So I was numb within the first hour, and it's a 9-hour ride. So, needless to say, when I got to Edmonton, I stopped into the bike shop and got myself a heated vest. And this is my heated vest. I don't know if you can see that name, Gerbings. I got on the recommendation of the guy at the shop. I can't remember the name of the shop now. I'll just put a little blip in there. But basically it's, let's see if I can show it properly. It's got a core there, like the heating elements and stuff where you plug in. And you can plug in pants, gloves, sleeves, whatever you want. You got 2 more outlets here to plug in, and this plugs into the wire, which goes in just on the positive and negative leads on your battery. So it's actually quite easy to do. I'm not a mechanical guy by any means, and I installed it in just a couple minutes in the freezing. And turned it on, and within 15 seconds my core is completely warm. So the ride from Edmonton to Calgary, which is I think 3 hours, was perfectly fine. I didn't really need it. And then the ride from Calgary back to Kamloops, which is about 6 hours, I definitely needed it, especially going through a section called Rogers Pass. It gets quite high. I think in elevation wise it's the highest road in Canada. But it was cold. It went from, my thermo on the bike said +8 to 0 in about 1.5 kilometers to 2 kilometers. So it went cold really quickly. These are my pants. I really like my pants. I got a couple minor issues with them, I'll let you know. That's the liner, and that's the actual pant itself. Olympia. I've actually had a couple minor things with it, so I emailed the company and got word back right from the top dog himself, giving feedback and just chatting. It was great, so I'm hugely impressed. The pants fit great. They work great on the bike. They've got knee padding here, full zippers all the way up. They're quite perforated there, so the wind gets in, so it's quite cool in the summer. But I found in the winter I didn't even, I mean on that really cold ride I did need the liner, but on my rides to work, which is maybe 15 minutes or so, I don't need the liner even at freezing. So I don't know, I'm impressed. Again, comfortable pant. The knee pad was too high for me, so if you open up the inside of it, I can't do it with one hand here. I should put this thing on the tripod, I guess. But if you open up the inside of it, you can actually shuffle the knee pad. It's got Velcro on the inside, so you can move the knee pad up and down as you like. It's pretty handy. The only minor thing that I've gotten about it, and it's really minor. I'm a stiffler for perfection. You can kind of maybe see it a little bit. It's a bit fuzzy, and I don't know why. I never put my keys. I never rub anything on the outside of it. But it's gotten that sort of fuzz, and this side here is totally, completely fine. So, but Olympia pants. I can't remember the exact pant now. I can't remember. I'll put a blip in about it if I can. But those are my Olympia pants. Awesome pants. Good company. Great feedback. I've heard great reviews online. I will get their jacket down the road. Here's my helmet and my gloves. I'll go over the gloves first. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of them. Whoops, here we go. They are Shift gloves. They're really lightweight, but again, I wore them all through the fall, and I don't ride in the winter here. It's snow and too much salt and gravel on the roads. My main quarrel with them is with the right hand. And this happened within the very, very, very beginning. You can see the stitching. Whoops, focus. Yeah, the stitching right here. It ripped within the first couple rides, and that's right. You kind of need that to stay together there. So I got it sewn up by the same guy that did my jacket. A couple bucks. It was really minor. I threw it in there with my jacket and it took them a couple seconds. And I took them back to the shop just to get feedback, and they were kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say snotty, but they weren't the most polite. And they said, well, since you modified it, we can't return it. And I was more looking just to give them some feedback and etc., etc. So I don't go back to that shop anymore. I've had a few issues with them. But very shortly after that, this happened. And you can definitely see that. It just blew right up. And since then I've been really, really careful. I mean, I was just putting my gloves on like I normally put gloves on. I ski, snowboard, all kinds of winter activities, ice climbing, snowshoeing, all kinds of that stuff. So I mean, I'm no stranger to putting on gloves and winter gear. I mean, I live in Canada, for God's sakes. But I'm not putting the gloves on in any crazy harsh way. But these gloves just blew right up, and I'm not impressed. Comfort, great. They're a bit of a gauntlet on them, so they go into my jacket. I'm really surprised. Other than that, I'm really surprised with how well they've done I've got another company in mind for gloves. I think they're out of Germany. I'll have to talk to one of my riding buddies and get his info on them. If I get them, I'll do a review. My helmet is an HJC. I can't remember the exact name of it. I really like it. It's got a clear visor with it as well. Came with the clear, and I got the tinted one. I don't think I'll get a reflective one, but this is enough. My head's kind of small, so it's a small helmet. But I ended up opting for the modular helmet. Let's see if I can get it to. There we go. Maybe edit that. Anyway, I opted for the modular helmet. I opted for the modular helmet. My main focus is, I think, going to be touring. And even then, I don't take my helmet off when I go into a gas station. I don't take my helmet off when I go into the grocery store. I don't know. It's just annoying. My helmet goes on. It fits well. It stays well. I just keep it on all the time. So I opted for a modular one. It's easier to drink out of my hydration pack. It's just easier for me. I like it. It makes it a lot heavier, but I don't know any different. I've never ridden with another helmet, so I don't know. I have a dirt bike helmet. I could quickly grab that and do a little blip on that, but that's just a little cheapie I bought just for. I mean, it doesn't have anything as far as this adjustability or anything like that. I just bought it as a secondary. It's street legal. It's it's DOT approved and whatnot, but. I just bought that as a second helmet, just in case I'm going to go pick up a friend or take my daughter for a ride. I've also got a face shield. Breath masks don't work with modular helmets because they have to Velcro into here and then into up here. So the Velcro goes across and then you can't flip it up. And what's the sense of me buying a modular helmet? I'm looking at getting another helmet, but for now, breath mask this was not an option. So from all my outdoor stuff, I'm a huge fan of OR, Outdoor Research. I believe they're out of Seattle. So I just got just a simple breath mask from them, and it covers most of my neck. Fits well with the helmet. It's quite breathable. I've yet to really test it out, but the small ride I did with it were awesome. So that's my gear: my vest, jacket, body armor, pants, and liner, and my helmet, and yeah, gloves. There's my gear. If I think of anything else, I'll add it later. Cheers.